Hey, what's going on, guys? So in front of me, I have my TX-130 Republic fighter tank MOC. Now, this is based off of the model from Battlefront 2, and I just wanted to quickly go over some of its features. First up, the main cannons can rotate up and down. They are on a single Technic connection, so if you are rough with the model, you see me shake it up and down, they will fall, but they can easily be readjusted, and they stay in place just fine. Now, on the top of the model, we see a hatch that's able to be opened as well as closed. And if we open it up, we can take a minifigure and we can slot them in place. Now, everywhere where a minifigure goes has a foot plate. I didn't want to use studs because I know people worry about the longevity of studs, and if you have your figure on one long enough, will it damage the feet or the legs? And I didn't want anyone to have to worry about that with this model. So I use foot plates everywhere I can. Now up front, you see this little jumper plate. In the instructions, as well as the parts list, I've included this little side build, I guess you can call it. It is a secondary weapon. It's dual cannons, and you're able to connect it right here to the jumper plate. Right there, super easy to do. Now, I didn't just want this to be a static piece. So because the jumper plate, you're able to move this left and right. There are some degrees of motion to that. And you can also elevate it up, and then you can also move it down, right? So if you want it to look the same direction as the main cannons, you can absolutely do so. And super easy to do. And there you go. That's an extra playability to the MOC. And then again, it can easily be removed. So can the minifigure, and you can just close it back up if you want a more sleek look. Right, now moving on to the back, there are these two flaps. In the game, whenever the model moves back and forth, you can see these kind of going up and down. So I did include that in the MOC. And this back hatch can also be opened. And you can see inside there is additional space for 2 extra minifigures and their weapons. And then if I open up the top hatch, you can see my finger come through, and you see a little ladder right here. That is where the minifigure on top will stand. So to access the interior, it's actually very simple. It's only 2 steps. First, what you're going to want to do is pull back on this part. Right? And when you pull it back, it will be removed. It's meant to be removed. It's only on a 2-stud connection. And then you have access to more of the back end. But then if you take your fingers and you pull up on this top part, you will remove the whole top of the vehicle. Again, meant to be removed in one solid piece. It's only on a 2-stud connection. And then you can see the full interior. 2 seats, both with controls. Completely tiled off interior. You can see multiple screens. There's even one angled down towards the minifigures. And again, these are super easy to remove. You just get your fingers in there and pull it out. And they can also fit back extremely easy. You just kind of slot them back in. Again, there are those foot plates. Make it easy so the figures aren't, moving around in there. They stay put. But they also aren't on studs. So you can have them in there pretty much indefinitely without them being damaged. Okay, so if I take this minifigure and then I move his arm back so it's resting at his side, and I fold his legs in, he's able to easily fit in the back. Let me see if I can do this with the camera in my face. Yeah, okay, you just sit him down. He fits back there just fine. Again, they're not going to be moving around. They're safe and secure. If I pull them out, put them over to the side. So when this does fold in, you can see there's enough room for the minifigure's arms. They're not going to be bumping or rubbing into anything. And to put this back together, it is super simple. Again, take the back first, and you want to just put it on here. You want to apply slight pressure just so you see, just until you see the studs make full connection. And then you're going to close up the back hatch. you're going to take the top piece, you're going to put it in front first, and then you're just going to drop it in and then press down on it slightly. And then that's the model completely put back together, snug as a bug. So the bottom side of this, we have trans clear pieces, right, to give it sort of a hovering look to it. And the way they're positioned underneath the model, you can barely see them unless you actually like angle down to look, but it does give the impression that the model is hovering. Okay, and if you look in front, you'll see the front headlights have sort of a reflective quality to them. So underneath the trans clear pieces, I put the 1x1 opalescent studs just to give it a bit of shimmer to mimic what flashlights and floodlights and headlights look like when they're off, right? They have that reflective material. And then if I open up the top hatch and I grab a flashlight, I can actually shine it inside and you can see the minifigures. So these aren't solid colored bricks. They are trans black, 2x1 bricks and 1x1 brick. So you're able to look into the cockpit and the clones can look out and see you. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me just put this guy back on top. So the entire model is around 600 pieces, and I did my best to use common parts. A lot of them you can actually right now pick up on Pick a Brick bestseller list for North America. I know that's different for areas all around the world, but again, these are very common pieces. The majority of the build is very common, so you shouldn't have too much trouble sourcing the parts for this MOC. I think the rarest thing's probably like this top lid right here, which again, it's not that expensive. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed a little preview of this MOC, and if you would like to purchase instructions for it, my Rebrickable link will be in the description below. All right, guys, thank you so much.